I'm here at what used to be Sunset Gardens, a family-owned 14-unit apartment building. Now, if I step to the side, you can see a bit of the damage that the Palisades fire left behind. That street behind me is Sunset Boulevard. Debris removal trucks have been moving in and out for the last hour, and crews are working hard to clear damaged properties. It's large aircraft like the Super Scoopers that help firefighters on the front lines. The paraplanes known as Quebec 1 and 2 made its annual 16-hour journey from Canada to Van Nuys Airport, just in time for the Santa Ana wind season, which fire officials say are always a concern. It's been 4 months since a wildfire ripped through Pacific Palisades, leaving thousands of buildings unrecognizable, including Sunset Gardens, a family-owned 14-unit apartment building. It had been a part of Jake Downey and his family's life for more than 60 years. Now it's gone.
Man, it is a war zone. It sure looked like a war zone.
Nearly a month had passed before Downey was able to see the damage for himself.
There really isn't much left.
The devastation, when you actually see it in person, is hard to get your head around. And for me, my grandmother lived there the day I was born.
One of the tenants was his niece, who was out of town when the fire ignited.
All of the possessions that Samantha, my niece, had from her mom, her wedding ring, and other iconography from Susan is gone. And that kind of gets me, you know?
Now, Downey and his brother Mike are facing the difficult decision of whether or not to rebuild. And Downey says insurance is only covering less than half of what it would take.
The sobering reality is that my brother and I are, if we're gonna do it, have to borrow a big chunk of money.
And that's only one issue the brothers are facing.
We're hoping that our building and, well, multifamily buildings are eligible for hazmat cleanup on the site. Currently, they've just been taking care of single families.
For now, it's memories and history to hold on to.
She would have us over because she had a pool in the courtyard, and we would go there and horse around as kids in the summer and see Grandma.
After all, it was his grandmother who started it all 66 years ago. It
was harder for women to be taken seriously, and certainly in the construction trades. So she was on site calling the shots, and what she says goes. And she built her own little Taj Mahal there in 1959. She lived there until she passed in 1991.
And rebuilding will be a family affair, too.
It would mean a lot to me and my brother Mike. And if my mom, Julie, who's still with us, she's almost 88, if she's here to see that day, that would be a great day.
Lord, some of us are hurting tonight in ways that we can't even express with words.
Hundreds of people came together, holding candles, American flags, and signs to honor political activist Charlie Kirk. The vigil, held at Marketplace Park in Valencia, was filled with moments of prayer.
I pray that you would heal my heart.
I pray that you would heal my heart.
And emotion.
Reflect on Charlie and his legacy.
Leading the charge was Saugus High School senior Ashley Stewart, who started the high school's Turning Point USA chapter 4 years ago.
I would talk to him about my chapter, my little chapter at Saugus High School, and he made me feel like I was so important and would always reassure me that I'm doing God's work by fighting his fight.
Stewart says it was his faith and honesty that influenced her.
He was so firm in his faith, and he knew that family and faith comes first, and that was actually so inspiring to me, and it makes me strive to be a better leader.
People attending the vigil say they were also inspired by Kirk.
I connect with him a lot on my Hispanic views. He always said, you're more than just your heritage. We're all human beings on the same level, so everything, if someone else could do it, I could do it too. My color doesn't define me.
The conviction he spoke with wasn't just a stage performance.
Now, in the wake of Kirk's death, Stewart vows to continue his mission.
Turning Point USA is in hopes to restore America and bring faith back. And that was Charlie's main fight, and we're going to continue living his legacy.
And each candle was a beacon of hope.
It's been a rough few weeks, to say the least, but the amount of hope and strength that's come out of this is insane, and it's absolutely incredible.
For Canyons News, I'm Asia Haskin. Hands off. That was the message that protesters gathered in Santa Clarita to deliver to the Trump administration. The phrase was a response to President Trump's and the Department of Government Efficiency's actions to cut federal spending,
We're seeing those become much more tangible for people, like the mass deportations, like cutting to education. And I think those types of things are getting people to realize these types of like blanket statements are kind of just as scary as we initially deemed them to be.
Many government agencies, including the Department of Health and Human Services and the Social Security Administration, have seen workforce reductions. For one protester, it's a cause for concern.
My mom lives on Social Security, and if they cut that, then she will have to live with me or she'll be homeless. So it's very serious.
The White House maintains that cuts to Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid benefits won't happen, but state representatives say they're prepared to fight back.
And we've got to be communicating with the folks on the other side of the aisle to make sure that they know that in 2026 there will be electoral consequences for this terrible behavior.
I think what's happening at the federal level just makes it that much more important for us to fight here in California and truly be a backstop for the protections that we need to protect human rights and civil rights here in California, to protect rights to abortion care, to protect rights to education, to protect veterans.
Reporting from Santa Clarita, I'm Haskin. It's a chilly Saturday night.
Oh, it's getting like colder, huh?
But that isn't stopping Miguel Bowden from bringing sweet treats,
The pumpkin, the banana peanut butter, chicken and apple,
to man's best friend.
We had lost our job during COVID. Me and my wife, this just all started just by one cake for one of our dogs, and it went like a little bit viral.
Bowden is just one of many vendors who line a market with stories of their own. Just down the street is Manuel Carranza.
I had to change my viewpoint on the way I was living my life.
For him, his business brings perspective.
It hit me when my late wife passed. She was diagnosed with cancer, stage 4 breast cancer, and I seen the struggle that she went through. It was devastating losing her, but I like to keep her memory alive through this concept because this was our idea.
For Valeria Steinman, her bakery is a piece of home.
Argentinian alfajores. They're cookies filled with dulce de leche. They're originally from Argentina. My mom was a baker, and I loved to bake, so I started little by little. I quit my job, my regular job, and I started doing it full time.
And it all happens here in the San Fernando Valley at the 818 Night Market, a place where businesses can connect with customers.
Thank you for the support. Yeah, you're gonna love these, Mom, don't you worry. Meeting customers and then getting their vibes and just having them give me a follow. You don't have to buy anything from me. I just like the following.
And a place called home.
Because it's more than just what people see. There's a lot of beauty in my city. There's a lot of beauty in the valley.
Reporting from Mission Hills, I'm Haskin. It's not every day that a kid gets to go one-on-one with an NFL player, but that was the reality for campers attending Trenton Irwin's annual youth football camp.
I've been in Santa Clarita since I was in 7th grade, so this is usually my off season where I come back with the fam, and just to be able to have some of my favorite teammates I've had come out here, and it's a blessing to be able to give back to the kids there.
Joining him were NFL players like Stanley Morgan Jr. and Super Bowl champion Nick Scott, who offered not only their advice, but stories too.
One time I was guarding him, he was a number 3 receiver, I was a safety up top, and I was playing man coverage, and he comes out real slow, kind of fakes and hesitates, and before I know it, I was nowhere to be found, and he was catching the ball by the sideline.
It's the camp's 4th year, and this time the proceeds went to those affected by the Eaton fire, not far from where Irwin once went to school.
I was Glendale, but I would go up in that area. So for me, that was more close to home on people that needed help. And, to be able to have a camp to be able to give back to that was a blessing.
And there's nothing like being home that brings back some memories.
I remember a post route here when Cal University scouts were here. I remember covering a guy who actually caught a ball in this area.
And a chance to leave more behind.
I just hope that it's a little bit of hope, You get to see someone who's accomplished, I'm blessed to have accomplished a lot in that world, and hopefully give some kids hope to be able to go, you know what, that's a dream I want to chase. There's lessons you learn, there's life lessons in sports that you just can cherish and transfer over to life things that you try to accomplish.
Reporting from Santa Clarita, I'm Asia Haskin. For the CSUN cheer team, timing is everything. From flipping to flying, cheerleading requires intense focus. And for a team that has a busy schedule, safety is essential.
Yeah, it's intense because like everyone gets tossed in the air, and like even one mistake, if someone gets hurt, that person's super important. So it's hard to like, if we lose a person, we're like, okay, we gotta fix it.
Injuries can be a problem for any team, but the cheer team has implemented safeguards to keep them in competition.
You know, one spot in each corner, so no matter what direction the stunt is going to fall, there's somebody there to catch them. We also have helmets that they can wear. They're these soft helmets, so anytime they're trying a flipping stunt for the first time or a skill for the first time, we put on the helmets. Sometimes we have the bases wear the helmets just to avoid any concussions, because that's one of our biggest injuries in the world of cheer is concussion.